No. Hello, hello, and welcome to Earth School class today. And what are we talking about today but cash flow, currency, and cash flow to be precise? And so this is going to be such a fun one because we're not going to be talking about cash flow in the perspective or from the perception that we typically do, which is a very masculine energy oriented way of talking about cash flow. Today, we are going to look at cash flow from the same perspective of what currency actually is. But to open up class, I want to do a fun little exercise all together, which is us just freestyle dancing. And so, cash flow and currency, before I have us do that, I want us to have the intention as to why we're doing that. Currency is a current. We're going to talk all about this today. But understand that your current is your vibration. And so dropping into the body and not being in the thinking mind is extremely powerful, especially when it comes to manifesting, money. So we are going to go ahead and jump right into it, have so much fun with it, and allow ourselves to truly enjoy this experience. Are you ready?
Diamonds on my dial. Ancestors smiled on me. Diamonds on my dial. Yeah. Ancestors smiled on me. I got diamonds on my dial, homie. The ancestors smiled on me. I got diamonds on my dial, homie. She made crepes, she watching her weight. She wearing my robe, she made me a plate. Not my preferred taste, but I still ate. She trying to get me in shape, she wanna see me be great. Brought things to the table, ain't just come to take. Saw the will within me, had faith and knew that I would find a way. 9 commas fly across the ceiling of my rate. Rocket ships I drive in my career like outer space. I like it, I buy, slide in it, no more to say. What more can I say? I don't want to talk too much, I'm high. From the sky come the lines, then I pin them into rhymes. There's a paper thin line between surviving and dying. Wake up and I push the envelope for like the millionth time. True to my kind, never scared to try. All we know is grind, cause without it there's no shine. You want it easy, you lose it easily, keep that in mind. Yeah. Diamonds on my dial, homie. The ancestors smiled on me. I got diamonds on my dial, homie. What more can I say? I don't want to talk too much, I'm high. Come scoop me from this murder scene, don't want nobody to see me cry. Get dropped off the mirror, push my rolls, I'm too drunk to drive. Never know, sliding with me, things could flip at any time. Keep changing clothes, alibis, never trust the phone lines. Chrome on the old school rise. The newest spaceships get the 3 pieces, all the factory slides. Coupe with low miles, diamonds in my dial. Ancestors smiled on me. I got diamonds on my dial, homie. The ancestors smiled on me. I got diamonds on my dial, homie.
To be honest, I forgot about the lyrics in the second verse, but just know that the point of this is that the artist is named Currency, and we are doing currency today and cash flow. I got one more song. Let's go ahead and get really dropped into our bodies. This one makes me so happy to listen to.
be like work, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish, they won't fight us. If them they run, them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap ain't no wrong. But it rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. For me, Jack Pata, I dey go Ghana. You never thought you dey from papas. Which kind money we never see before? Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay. Can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just did my lane. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap ain't no wrong. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. Cause it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. There's no darling.
Yes. Yay! People. So, hopefully you just joined me and danced a little bit, got into your body, because that's the whole point of this conversation today. Cash flow and currency. Taking control over, or rather allowing your flow of energy to be the abundant source which it is such a powerful way to tap in to what it is to receive cash flow. And it's a flow, right? It's like a river. It's divine like water. It is absolutely, hi, yay, I'm so glad you're here. That makes me so happy. Oh, yes, just know I promised the Glow Girls and the Feminine Energy Collective that I would read the journal prompt from yesterday's live with Alexis. So I will absolutely do that. I'm so glad you're here, yay. That makes me so happy. Yes, so currency and cash flow. And you'll totally understand this because the fact that we have met each other through Alexis is that dropping into our bodies is absolutely one of the most powerful things, especially a woman can do, but really for any of us. And I was laughing so hard when I was at the beach because I made this video and it was kind of like, you know, sometimes we throw a little bit of shade. I haven't posted it or anything like that. Hi, Jules. But I'm sure one day I will. Yes, girl, I recognize you. I know I recognize your name. Currently listening to and taking your face mask off. See, that is what I love. That makes me so happy. This feminine energy is absolutely lucrative, but it's not something that we're often taught because in society, well, we don't even have to get into society, but you already know. It's not a surprise that we are taught such a regimented way of doing things. And there's so many different ways to succeed in life. And what I love about the Real Lifestyle program and the 10 Steps to Alignment is that through it, you really learn your genius zone. And that's step number 2, is taking the Genius U test. I'm aware my genius zone is Blaze. That means I'm a Summer. That means my winning strategy in business and wealth creation is to go out into the world, to not be behind a desk. I'm way more effective and bring in a lot more cash flow and a lot more money by coming on live and dancing with you all and educating through this current, this vibration, which I am channeling now, than I would be by sitting behind a desk all day, focusing on the details and looking at a spreadsheet. There's definitely necessary times to do that, but the key is to be able to accumulate and bring together a team of people to understand the flow. Now, that's not necessarily the topic of this live stream, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I just want to make sure that in this lesson, we understand that dropping into our body, becoming aware of our feminine energy as much as we are of our masculine energy, finding ways and methods to tap into those proactively, to get around it before we feel a balled up energetic clutter, is so important, and it affects our cash flow. Having the awareness of our energetic being impacts us mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. It impacts every single aspect of our one-page business plan. It affects our personal development, our health, our career, our finance, our home, and our health. It affects all of these things, but if we don't have awareness, then we don't have the power to step into our responsibility to actually contribute from the space which it is that we are going to choose to show up. We have every capability to say, you know what? I'm going to contribute $100,000 by the end of this quarter. You are capable of doing that. Did you know? And obviously, some of the people we're talking to through Earth School are children, but we're also speaking to the mothers and the families as a whole. And also, do not let anyone tell you that just because you are a child does not mean you cannot contribute that much wealth to the nuclear family around you as well, to the local community around you as well, to the business owners and the people in your community. I always refer back to the 30-day challenge in the beginning of our class, because Earl Nightingale says you can tell by driving down any street in America the quality of service which is being rendered. That means that you can tell based on what kind of shops are open, the quality of the roads that you're driving on, the ability to get healthy foods or clean water. You can tell the service which is being rendered based on those kinds of factors. You said, I didn't know, but I'm learning. That makes me happy. Absolutely. Why heartbroken? It's okay. It's okay, because we're here together now, right? It's okay. But absolutely, currency and cash flow are related to one another. And so, as you all know, in Earth School, and for those of you who are new, maybe you don't know, but you're learning, that we always love to break down the etymology of words. And etymology basically is the meaning behind something, or the root cause of something. And even that is a great example. Our root be rockin', sacral be poppin', solar plexus is the nexus in the heartbeat knockin', throat be the top, Ajna Ma'at, and the crown integration's got us healing all the nations. Right? We've got our chakra song and dance, the root word, the foundation. And that's the same exact thing when you go through the wealth house the Wealth House lesson in our community and our curriculum, what's the first thing that the financial advisors say you need? To build a foundation. All of these things are the same. Our wording around financials have double meanings around our character values. When we have the lessons like appreciation, the lessons like consideration, lessons that talk about, the financial abundance and investment, even retirement, right? To settle down into something. I'm retiring for the evening, right? You're becoming very rested, but your retirement is your savings, right? Your life insurance, all of these things to ensure life. That's the one that we'll be doing on the 18th is the class. And for anyone watching the playback, I believe it's lesson number 18. We're talking about insurance and inheritance and heritage. These are all different aspects of our wealth. But the reality is, oh, good, I'm glad you love etymology. I figured you would. You said, I want to deliver the highest service possible in my passion. That's beautiful, my love. Is it Milikai? Am I saying that right? What is your passion? Because absolutely you can do that. Absolutely. I mean, I'm doing that right now, right? My passion is art. My passion is holistic health. My passion is wealth, right? So being able, and children, my real passion is I'm a mommy. I want to be around babies and I want to be able to help other moms uplift their families to be the kinds of wives to their husbands that they want to actually show up to be in life. Right? To be a true servant, to be quintessential in that role. Not that the role itself is the identity, but because our currency is our divine spiritual gift to be able to tap into the womb and have that energy flow through us and up through us in both directions, as above, so below, to meet in our heart chakra and embody that out into the world in every single thing that we do. That is the power of currency. And that is the power of cash flow. To be in flow and to be able to be in the divine space of manifesting the material, ma'at, right? The ajna ma'at. And the crown integration's got us healing all the nations. I love it. The ajna, the third eye, ma'at, being the deity from ancient Egypt, which we talk more about in the chakra lesson, so I'll just refer you to that. But the etymology, the words of material, we're in a material world and we are material girls, right? Very beautiful on the passion. Oh, okay. I'm so glad you just corrected me because how beautiful. It's pronounced Malitza. I love that. Did I say it better that time? Malitza. You're still learning your purpose. That's okay. That's okay. And you said seeing you so passionate makes you feel so good. That makes me so happy. It took me a really long time. I'll share. It took me a really long time to find to get on purpose. And, it's so interesting how the people around you can sometimes see you better than you see yourself. But that's the importance of having a core 5 and a core circle, right? Because you have people around you who will remind you of who you are before you even see it, before you actually embody it. Because we have these concepts in our mind of who we're supposed to be. And that actually, I'm so glad you said that because that brings me right into Alexis's journal prompt, right? Let's pull it up. Pull it up as if it's not in a book written here. Let's open up to the page, right? So for anyone who is not a part of the Feminine Glow community, it's a group of divine women, and it is created by Alexis, and she had given us a journal prompt on her live stream yesterday. And I will say, if you are looking for a divine group of women I believe she calls herself a feminine energy an inner work healing coach. I can attest that she is an amazing, amazing coach for this. Even just through her YouTube channel is so powerful to be able to be a part of experiencing that. And then also the community with the Glow Girls is so beautiful too. And Jules, actually, I think you're still watching. I wanted to tell you about this community. If you are looking for a group of amazing and divine women, which obviously we are co-creating that at all here right now as well in Earth School. But if you are looking for that, some, focus other than just holistic health and wealth, but deeper inner work, that is something that I would happily send you more information on. You said, oh girl, what a convenient journal. And I did great on pronouncing the name. Yay, Melitza. I love it. Melitza. Okay. So pretty. I love that. It's gorgeous. Yes, I always have my journal handy. I can't even almost believe how few pages are even left because I just started this one. Whatever. Now, the prompt for today's journaling, as soon as I arose, I always am just like, oh, yes, let me write. And what she wrote down as our prompt, which I encourage anyone else watching this to also do this journal prompt. And if you are a little boy watching this within our Earth School community, you can still write this. It's just, we'll change the phrasing of the words, okay? It says, who would I be if I dropped the good girl mask or the good boy mask? Especially this is relevant in a family unit, right? Because if you're raising a child, they want to be a good kid. You're always saying, no, bad boy, bad girl, good girl, which you really, as a parent, mom to mom, don't do that. Don't do that. There are other ways to, or let me see, I just caught myself because I wouldn't speak to a child that way. I wouldn't say, don't do this. I would say, let's try this. So let me correct my own self. See, let's try, instead of enforcing a good or bad, polarizing kind of way of looking at behavior, let's instead, in a healing way, a conscious parenting kind of way, suggest different options of behavior, not only through the way we reprimand, but through and leading by example, right? It doesn't have to be a good or bad. What I always like to focus on is it in alignment? Because that's very objective. Is it in alignment with our vision? Is it in alignment with our mission? Is it in alignment with our principles? Is it in alignment with the Most High God? And that has everything to do with currency, because our currency and our vibration with our Kundalini energy is very much each chakra system being in alignment. So if a person is acting like a snot-nosed brat, no matter how old they are, something's out of alignment. They didn't sleep right. They aren't eating right. Something's happening. They're, experiencing something from the ego. And that's okay. We're all human, right? But to have awareness of that and to bring awareness to that is a much more effective parenting method and a much more effective way of relating to one another than just saying, oh, you're being bad. Or, oh, you're being so good. There are better ways to handle this, and that's going to bring up healthier children. He said, future generations are going to be so blessed with the healing we're doing. Girl, tell me about it. So blessed. And we're blessed to be able to give that gift. And we're blessed for our parents to have done the healing work that they did in the context to the environments they came from, even though we have a lot of healing to do from the environments they raised us through, right? And you totally agree and resonate with the words. That makes me happy. Okay, so let me read the journal entry. Who would I be if I dropped the good girl mask? How would I begin living life differently? The good girl mask has been dropped. I let it fall to the ground and off the side of the Sedona canyons. I cackled as it disintegrated into ash. Phoenix, let's rise. It's been 1 year since I left Arizona. This week exactly. I turned 27. A genius networker. I've begun living life differently. With the good girl mask gone, I can see clearly. In my eyes, where there used to be smoke, cloaked emotions, and hidden motives. With the mask of being a good girl gone, there's no bottled up aggression and unhealed masculinity, which led to temper tantrums for daddy's attention and protection. Today, I'm able to see my reflection, not only when I wash and massage the apples of my cheeks, but each time a butterfly flutters by, or the sun casts a shadow, or a dolphin flips, or an ant builds, or a lizard scurries, or a mountain peaks. With the good girl mask gone, I can breathe better. My inhales, they aren't blocked by the fabric of hoped for approval. And my exhales, they fall out effortlessly. Living life differently looks like the cool demeanor of a full sentence no. And it burns like the sparks of iron sharpening iron. It sounds like alerting the audience which surrounds me that average is unwelcome. It is joyful smiles and wind in my curls, as there is no weight of mediocrity dulling my womanhood. See, God gave us the gift of Sedona. So I took flight in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, yes, queen. And God gave us the power of a voice. Almighty, it's our choice. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. And with no mask, living life differently, I know my queendom doesn't take away from yours. The same way that yours could never take away from mine. It is the truth in knowing. Empress is a self-selected position predicated on how I show up, not one-handed to me from the proximity of my emperor. No. This is glorious news, too, because that means that she is who I be. And other opinions on that presence are irrelevant. I am the cosmos. I am the wind. I am the cosmos. It's like I'm downright sentient. I am sensational, baby. It's like And when the good girl ash was picked up in the breeze, it tumbled and it alchemized into wings. It took a whole year for each speck of dust to crystallize into this present form. It wrestled in the air as embers, and they spun around like tornado fire of lost misconceptions, betrayed delusions, failed expectations, and haunted memories. But glorious day! The good girl mask, it fell and it flew away. And now, life is lived with an air of regality, an elegance of wealth, vibrance of health, and it looks like confident completion. Sunrises and cat's claw, proposals and invitations, and silk pajamas with no tear stains. Only authenticity and Kundalini Amrita, wire transfers, and 27 years of sea salt beach waves. Yay! Oh, how powerful. That felt so good. So good. Goodness. Thank you. Snap, 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 snaps. Poetry and prose. Yay! You say yay! You said full sentence, no! You are in full alignment. This is empowered by Queendom. Woo! That is the objective, right? Oh, that makes me so happy. Absolutely. Say no is one of our principles. I'll make sure that you get the information of the Earth School community and curriculum if you want it, because that is one of our first lessons, and it is so powerful. You said, girl, I am on the other side of the world, but I feel your energy in my heart. Yay! Yeah, I mean, it's portal jumping, right? We have a whole universe to be able to astral project to in any moment. So it's all imaginary, this idea that the physical world is what conquers all. But it's so beautiful to be able to have that understanding of how being on purpose really allows us to traverse throughout all of this and experience a material flow for doing what it is that the divine creator, source, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, Elohim, magical science of the universe decided that we are here to actually do as individuals on this beautiful, beautiful sacred journey. And it's all currency. I have full transparency. I mean, I have conversations with some of the wealthiest people in our country in America. And you know what matters to them way more than money? God. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every single person there's a huge distinction between being rich and being wealthy. I'll say that much. And that's what we teach in Earth School, right? Holistic health and wealth. Anyone who has a ton of money but is completely depressed is not a wealthy person. In fact, there are people who have $0 in the bank but sing and dance and have joy in their hearts and are very wealthy. Because there is an understanding that your circumstance and a number doesn't actually reflect the service that you may be rendering and the flow of cash that could be coming to you. You said, this opened my eyes wide, that people like you exist. I've been settling for so little and keeping myself small around, small around people just because they don't share my interests. Thank you. Wow. And we were just talking about this yesterday, and I am so excited for you to join the community because you're going to really, really benefit from the lessons. Like, this makes me so happy. You said, I am wealthy. Yes, you are, Miss Ma'am. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Me too. And it feels so good to be wealthy. It really does. And we attract as much cash flow as we bring to the people around us, the service which we provide. And it's so much deeper than the masculine version of business, like products and services, robot, bling, boom, bop, being A to B, input, output. But it is true. It is true. We do provide services, we do provide products, but it's not so boring. Like, that sounds so boring. It's that service is to be in servitude. What does that mean? It means to be a servant. Not in a mind warped way of having a master and a servant in a slave perspective, which is what they taught us. But it is absolutely to be both the master and the servant in your life. I am a master of self and a servant as a leader. And to have the confidence to be able to say something like that only comes from healing. It only comes from doing deep inner work. Truly. Like, honestly. And, it's okay. Have grace with yourself, Milika, because you may have been settling for so little. And now you have awareness. And know that there are people out here like me, but I'm like you. We must always remember there are people out there like us because we exist. And when we have a celebration for our own existence is whenever we attract in more people on the same reverberation, on the same currency and vibration. And that's where we have cash flow. He said, serving the universe, serving people in the expansion of the universe. Oh, that is beautiful. Yes, that is beautiful. Wow. I love it here. I love it here. I love it here. Oh my goodness. Okay, what else is there to say? Do any of you have questions? I think there's 2 on YouTube, but there might be some others on LinkedIn. If you have questions, go ahead, put them in the chat. You said celebrating existence is key. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I mean, we talked about this in the circular economy lesson. But let me hear that part. That part. We talked about this in the lesson about the circular economy, of how giving and it shall be given unto you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For each one who giveth shall receiveth, each one who seeketh shall findeth, and for every one who knocketh, the door shall be opened. And I think that it's so relevant here, the Sermon on the Mount, when we're talking about currency and cash flow as well. Because it's the understanding that being able to show up from a place of genuine servitude and not worry affects our energetic vibration, and our energetic vibration affects our cash flow. Thank you for celebrating your knowledge. Celebrating my existence? Yes, ma'am. I'm going to start doing that. Yes, I mean, okay. That actually brings me to say one other thing. Do you realize that there is a 1 in 1 trillionth chance that a sperm fertilizes an egg? The fact that we made it here at all is like the biggest gift. Like, you could do everything wrong or be a bad girl in your whole life and die having been a bad girl or a bad boy and still be a winner because your mom and dad created you. It's so important to recognize this. Knock on the doors of love and ease. Absolutely. And we made it. Every moment is a gift. Present moment energy, period. Here we are. What else is there? Nothing? Now, I want to also say, because Milika, you brought up something about, I'm like trying to figure out how I can sit to where my other hip is equally activated as the other. Okay, that's better. A little bit. You said something about living on purpose. And I'll share this as we wrap up the lesson, for cash flow and currency today. But I was so reflecting on how dropping my good girl mask was so powerful in this past year, because I was in Arizona, and I'm reflecting on that time now, because it's been, nope, I'm going to sit the other way. This is better this way. It's been a full year since I met some of the people I'm partnering in business with right now. And so I went a whole year of watching their journeys, watching their businesses expand, like getting to see their journey of going from an idea to barely from a concept and um, a working system and software to a full-blown app that went into beta, from watching it go from beta to, evolving to be almost ready to release to the general public now. And I was able to be a contributing factor in providing them value just through, being there throughout the process and saying, hey, like this is great. There's this, I've been playing the game, like it looks awesome, all this kind of stuff. And being a spiritual reminder of God's grace as well. And still, in navigating all of my past year, I was not on purpose a lot of the time. I fell off of my purpose path a lot of the time. I didn't always feel passion a lot of the time. I struggled a lot. And it was all kind of unnecessary. I mean, it was necessary for the journey. It always is. But there is a choice to just not experience that when we come to it, right? And that was one of the emails that I sent out, something that I channeled the other day as I rose, and it was that when a person makes the choice that they're no longer complacent with the story of poverty, the story of illness, they make that choice in that moment and decide that they are living healthily and wealthily from each moment forward. And that is the power of living in alignment. Absolutely. A full year of finding that purpose truly. There was another quote that I referenced, and I think it was the appreciation lesson. And it's that a vision with no purpose is just a vain ambition. And so that, Earth's children, is what we can remember as we navigate this world. We have the power to remember in each moment that living a life on purpose means living a life of conscious decision making. Conscious decision making. Saying, I know I'm going to take action on this next step because inevitably it will serve the purpose I'm here to serve. Or, oh no, I'm not going to talk to that person because I know that if I do that, I'm giving into a temptation which does not serve my highest purpose for what I'm here to contribute on this earth. We only get to that ability through self-awareness. And self-awareness is a practice every single day we embark on. So have grace and remember that it's not that serious. We're a pale blue dot floating in outer space, and we'll get to that later on in the course. But, our currency is the flow. And just like water, we can get caught in a riptide current and get pulled under. Water is powerful. It is nurturing enough to give us life and vicious enough to drown us. It's supple and soft, but can be very hard. And that is the purpose of understanding our currency and how it impacts our economy around us. It's all conducive to our growth, and it's all predicated on how we choose to show up. We can choose to beat our head against the wall in challenges, or we can choose to learn by knocking on the door of love and ease. And for everyone who knocketh, it shall be open. I want to say hi from me to those beautiful trees later. They're stunning. I absolutely will. You're so cute. Every time I see these trees now, I'm going to say, Malika says hello. They're going to wave back at me. I love it. God's grace is so good. Thank you, beautiful women and beautiful children, for joining in on today's lesson. I am going to go and move on to getting my shower because I came straight back from the beach. I'm still wet I'm still wet and sandy. But, that is the beauty of being in our feminine and being a queen. So, queens, I love you both and all. I appreciate you. If you are watching this in the community, make sure you take a look at the download down here. It's linked to our Etsy shop for the curriculum. Make sure you get your 27-page activity playbook for the other lessons if you haven't gotten it already, which at this point you probably have because we've gone through about 11 lessons. But love. What else? Make a post within the community so that we can see 2222. Yes, I love that. Where were you located again? I think it was Serbia, you said? I found in the email, right? I think so. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Sending you so much love as well, beloved. And we'll see you all tomorrow. And let's see, tomorrow's topic is... I'm surprised I don't have it memorized right now. Ooh, this is such a good one. Tomorrow's topic is privacy is sacred. Oh, yeah. I love it. Okay. If no one has told you today... Oh, amazing memory. Yay! I'm so glad. If no one has told you today, I love you. Love is law, and family is business.